Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Ragasudha, Head and Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, Government City College, Hyderabad, is here to talk on staining methods. What are stains? Stains are dyes or reagents used for differential coloring of microorganisms in order to observe their structure more clearly under microscope. Most of the stains used particularly for bacteria are aniline dyes, so called because of their derivation from aniline. The most commonly used aniline dyes are crystal violet, methylene blue, basic fustian, safranin, eosin, etc. The purpose of staining is to see organism better. Staining enables to see the organism better in contrast with background, to differentiate one organism from another organism. Some microorganisms take colors under the given staining conditions, some do not. Such differences are particularly evident in staining procedures, which are therefore called differential stains. To determine particular structures, there are special stains which react only with certain structures of the organisms like spores, cell walls, nuclei, etc. As bacteria consists of clear protoplasmic matter differing but slightly in refractive index from the medium in which they are growing, it is difficult with the ordinary microscope except when special methods of illumination are used to set them in the unstained conditions. Staining, therefore, is of primary importance for the recognition or observation of bacteria. Staining may be of two types: simple staining and differential staining. These stains can be of two types: basic dyes or acidic dyes. Basic dyes are the dyes which are cationic and ionic to produce positive charge to dye molecules. Examples are methylene blue, basic fustian, crystal violet, safranin, malachite green, have positively charged groups, usually from pentavalent nitrogen, and are generally solid as chloride salts. Basic dyes bind to the negatively charged molecules such as nucleic acids, many proteins, and surfaces of bacterial and archaeal cells. The second type of stains or dyes are acidic dyes. The acidic dyes are anionic or negatively charged and ionized to impart a negative charge on the dye molecule. They are used to stain the cytoplasmic components which are more alkaline in nature. Example for acidic dyes are eosin, rose bengal, acid fustian, possess groups such as carboxyl and phenolic hydroxyls. Acidic dyes in their ionized form have a negative charge and bind to positively charged cell structures. Based on function of stain, staining techniques can be classified into three types: simple staining, differential staining, and special staining. Simple staining is a method where only one dye is used. They can differentiate among bacteria is differentiation of bacteria is impossible. Example, simple staining method. In differential staining method, more than one dyes are used and it helps in differentiating different groups of bacteria. Example, gram staining and acid fast staining. Special staining is a technique which is used to dye special structures and where more than one dye is used in this technique. Example, capsular staining and spot staining techniques. Principle of staining. Each staining methods have own principles, but the following steps may be common in all the methods, whether it is simple staining, differential staining, or special structure stainings. The basic stain, which is positively charged. To stain a negatively charged molecule of bacteria, it is used and mostly used because cell surfaces are negatively charged. Acidic stains are negatively charged and they stain positively charged molecules of the bacterium and use it to stain the bacterial capsules. As the bacterial surface is negatively charged, basic dyes are mostly used for staining purpose. Let's talk about simple staining. These show not only the presence of organisms but also the nature of the cell contents in exudates. Here a single stain is used. Example for stains are Leuphler's methylene blue stain, polychrome methylene blue stain, dilute carbon stain. Simple staining is of positive staining and negative staining types. Simple staining is simple to perform. Only one basic stain is used. Example, crystal violet, methylene blue or basic fustian or malachite green. The principle is all bacteria in sphere take stain and appears in color of the stain. Basic stain has more affinity towards bacterial surface and stains the bacteria. It is used to study the morphology and arrangement of the bacteria. Picture of positive staining. Here you can see staphylococci with crystal violet staining on one side. The second type of simple staining is negative staining. Negative staining procedure helps to study the cell shape, cell breakage, refractable inclusion bodies and spores besides polyhydroxyl butyrate granules. It is used for those bacteria which are difficult to stain. Very slender bacteria like spirochetes that are not detectable by simple staining methods can be used by negative staining technique. The principle behind negative staining is it requires the use of acidic stains such as Indian ink and nigrosin. The acidic stain with its negatively charged chromogen will not penetrate the cell because of the negative charge on the surface of the bacteria. They repel with each other. So, unstained cells are differentiable against the dark background. Since heat fixation is not required, the cells are not subjected to destaining effect of chemicals and heat. Their natural size and shape arrangement can be seen by this method. It is possible to observe bacteria that are difficult to stain. Procedure for negative staining. A loopful of undiluted Indian ink was placed on one end of a clean slide. A loopful of inoculum was transferred into the drop of the stain. By using a second dirt-free slide with a smooth edge over the suspension, it was spread uniformly along the edge. The suspension was spread to the end of the slide so as to form a uniform smear. The slide was then air dried and observed under oil immersion. Colorless bacteria are seen against a dark background. Image of negative staining. Here we can see staphylococci with a dark background, colorless staphylococci with a dark background. Next, moving on to the topic differential staining. This type of staining is used to differentiate two groups of microorganisms. It is mainly used to differentiate gram positive from gram negative bacteria. Gram stain was developed in 1884 by Danish physician Christian Gram and is most widely used method in bacteriology. It is first and usually the only method employed for diagnostic identification of bacteria in clinical specimens. He is Hans Christian Gram. Principle behind differential staining. The cell wall permeability hypothesis. The gram positive cell wall has thicker peptidoglycan layer as compared to gram negative cell wall. Here we are talking about two types of bacteria with two different types of cell walls. Gram negative cell wall contains a thicker layer of lipopolysaccharides in their cell wall which is absent in gram positive bacteria. During gram staining, a di-iodine complex which is formed due to crystal violet and iodine within the cell wall after staining with crystal violet and on subsequent treatment with iodine. This complex is insoluble in water but soluble in alcohol. Now, when we add decolorizing agent called alcohol, the iodine, crystal violet iodine complex which is trapped inside the thick peptidoglycan layer of gram positive bacteria is not removed and they remain colored. Whereas gram-negative bacteria, which is made up of cell wall, gram-negative cell wall, which is made up of thick layer of lipopolysaccharide, is removed by this alcohol, hence they become colorless. Procedure of differential staining or gram staining. The first step is adding a primary stain called crystal violet to the smear for 1 minute and rinse it with water, which is followed by addition of iodine, which is known as mordant, is allowed to stay on the slide for 1 minute and rinsed it with water, tap water. The third step is addition of a decolorizing agent called alcohol for 10 to 30 seconds. After that, the slide is again washed with water, and here the gram positive cell remains purple whereas gram negative cell becomes colorless. So this particular third step is very important, where alcohol will decolorize gram negative bacteria whereas gram positive bacteria remain colored with crystal violet. The step 4 is safranin, which is known as counter stain, which is allowed to stay for 30 to 60 seconds. During this process, gram negative bacteria will take this counter stain whereas gram positive bacteria will not take the counter stain and remain purple in color. Wash the slide after 30 to 60 seconds and blot it dry. Observe under microscope. So the procedure is like this. The first step is application of crystal violet, which will turn all the bacteria on the slide into violet color. Then a mordant is added. The mordant is iodine is added to the smear after washing with water. This mordant help in fixing the crystal violet in the cell wall of the bacterium, which is followed by decolorizing agent. Alcohol will remove the stain from the bacteria of gram negative bacteria. Then a counter stain is added, safranin. The safranin will be taken by only gram negative bacteria but not gram positive bacteria. So gram positive bacteria will appear in purple color because of crystal violet staining, whereas gram negative bacilli will appear in red color because of safranin stain. Next, moving on to another method of staining called spore staining, which comes under selective structural stainings or special structure stains. The morphology of bacterial endospore is best observed in unstained wet films under the phase contrast microscope, where they appear as large refractile oval or spherical bodies within a bacterial mother cell or else from the bacteria. If spore-bearing organisms are stained with ordinary dyes or gram staining, the body of the bacilli is deeply colored, whereas the spore is unstained and appears as clear area in the organism. This is the way in which spores are most commonly observed. If desired, however, it is possible by vigorous staining procedures to introduce dye into the substance of the spore. When thus stained, the spores tended to retain the dye after treatment with decolorizing agent, and in this respect behaves similar to the tubercle bacillus but is more weakly acid fast. The principle behind spore staining is spores are thick walled structures and very resistant to physical and chemical agents. The spores have a capacity to survive for long periods even in unfavorable environmental conditions. The heat resistance by spore is due to the high content calcium dipocolinic acid. The spores are differentially stained using special procedures that help dye to penetrate the spore wall. Principle behind spore staining is here an aqueous primary stain called malachite green is applied and steamed to enhance the penetration of the impermeable spore coat. Once stained, the endospores does not readily decolorize even with the application of decolorizer, and they appear but the cytoplasm of the cell takes the color of safranin and appears red in color. A modified Ziehl-Neelsen stain in which weak 0.25% sulfuric acid is used as a decolorizer yields red spores in blue stained bacteria. Lipid granules also stain red and appears like small spherical spores. Procedure for spore staining. The films are dried and fixed with minimal flaming. Place the slide over a beaker of boiling water, resting it on the rim with the bacteria film uppermost. When within several seconds large droplets have condensed on the underside of the slide, flood it with 5% aqueous solution of malachite green and leave to act for 1 minute while the water continues to boil. Wash in cold water, treat with 0.5% safranin or 0.5% basic fustian for 30 seconds, wash and dry. This method colors the spores with green due to malachite green, and the vegetative bacilli appear in red color due to safranin, whereas lipid granules remain unstained. Diagrammatic representation of spore staining. In spore staining, the primary stain is malachite green, followed by application of heat, which acts as a mordant, which fixes the stain to the organism, followed by decolorizing agent, which removes the stain from the vegetative part but retains the stain in the spores. And by application of the counter stain called safranin, safranin will stain the vegetative cells. This is the observation of endospores and vegetative cells under microscope. Endospores appear in green color, vegetative cells appear in red color. Moving on to the next type of staining called capsular staining. Some bacteria secrete a prominent slimy or gummy material on their surface, usually polysaccharide, made up the capsule. It is not essential for life but may serve as a food reservoir. It provides protection against dehydration and also against phagocytosis. The chemical composition of capsule varies according to the organism but usually consists of polysaccharides, usually glucose, galactose, amino sugars, etc. Capsules are colorless and have low refractive index and so are difficult to observe without a special staining technique. Moreover, the capsule is non-toxic, hence cannot be stained in the usual manner. Techniques like negative staining can be used to demonstrate the capsule. Principle for capsule staining. Congo red is a negative stain. It stains the background leaving the capsule unstained. Acid fustian fixes Congo red and reacts with it to give a blue background. Acid fustian also stains the organism pink, leaving the capsule colorless. Place a drop of manually solution 1 on a clear glass slide. Sterilize the nichrome loop, cooled it and just touch to the growth of the organism on the slant. Mix the culture on loop with a drop of manually solution 1 on the slide. The drop was spread into a thin film. The film was allowed to dry completely. The smear was covered with manually solution 2 and allowed to react for 1 minute. The excess stain was discarded and dried in air. Now observe the slide under oil immersion. We observe the slide like this with a capsule, colorless capsule with stained vegetative cells. Moving on to the next staining technique, flagellar staining technique. Flagella are usually invisible under light microscope, but their identification and anatomy are important in determining some pathogens. Certain chemicals that bind to the flagella are used in staining process. The flagella color may change or an increase in contrast should make them visible. Flagella are too slender to be observed under light microscope. It can only be seen under electron microscopy. For observing flagella under light microscope, it is made thicker by treating the non-heat fixed bacterial sample with tannic acid as a mordant at first and then nigrosin or methylene blue is added. This is a simple staining method. There are two techniques for staining flagella. One is wet mount method, also known as roux method, and bright smear preparation called Laysan staining technique. In this particular video, we will go through the wet mount procedure or roux method. The wet mount flagella stain has been described by Heimbrook et al. In 1989. It is easier, cleaner and more reliable method. The procedure is grow bacteria for 16 to 24 hours on a non-inhibitory media, example tryptic soya agar or blood agar media. Touch a loopful of water onto the edge of the colony and let motile bacteria swim into it. Then transfer the loopful into a loopful of water on a slide to get a faintly turbid suspension and cover with a cover slip. The bacterial suspension is then prepared with a minimum of agitation which would detach the flagella. After 5 to 10 minutes, when many bacteria have attached to the surface of the slide and cover slip, apply 2 drops of reuse stain to the edge of the cover slip and leave the stain to diffuse into the film. Examine the under microscope after standing for 5 to 15 minutes at ambient temperature. Under microscope, we can see tuft of flagella on the bacilli. Thank you.